Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into a really fantastic, well, a truly classic source, Roald Dahl's 1980 book, The Twits.
That's right, with those unforgettable illustrations by Quentin Blake.
Absolutely. And we're going to use excerpts from it to, really pull apart the key elements.
Our mission today essentially is to get under the skin of literary grotesqueness. How does Dahl build these two characters who are just, well, legendarily revolting?
And then look at the relationship, that constant escalating war of pranks they wage on each other.
Right, and finally the climax, that incredibly clever, ironic revenge their victims cook up.
It's good to remember who we're dealing with here, too. I mean, Dahl wasn't just writing the Twits.
No, definitely not. The sources mention his other big hitters like Matilda, the BFG.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
All listed for slightly older readers, apparently.
And his picture books with Quentin Blake, too, like Dirty Beasts. He was a master storyteller working across different formats.
But the Twits,
Yeah.
it has this special kind of commitment to being disgusting, doesn't it?
It really does. Dahl just dives headfirst into visceral detail. It's not just that they're mean people. They are physically, profoundly foul. Let's start with Mr. Twit.
Okay, Mr. Twit, the hairy face.
Oh, yeah. It's not just a beard. Dahl describes it as thick, spiky hair like a nail brush.
Sprouting out of his nostrils, his ear holes, everywhere.
And the crucial thing, the core of his repulsiveness, is that he never washed it. Not ever.
He's 60, the book says, and never washed his face.
Yeah.
Not even on Sundays.
Apparently not. And this is where Dahl gives us that infamous chapter, Dirty Beards.
Ah, yes. Because if you never wash...
Exactly. Food doesn't just stain, it accumulates. It becomes part of the landscape. Dahl lists things like dried scrambled eggs, spinach, ketchup.
His chicken livers.
Yeah.
Oh, stuck in the hair.
But it gets worse, He talks about the things that have been in there for months.
Oh, this is the really foul part.
Right. A piece of maggoty green cheese.
A moldy old cornflake.
The slimy tail of a tin sardine. Dahl picks these specific, common, but really quite revolting items.
It's genius in a horrible way. It makes the dirtiness so specific, so tangible.
Absolutely. It's not just dirty, it's practically a compost heap on his face. And the worst detail.
Go on.
Dahl tells us Mr. Twit would actually curl his tongue around in there.
No.
To nibble on these tasty morsels he found. He calls him a foul and smelly old man. It's blunt.
Okay, so that's Mr. Twit. Then there's Mrs. Twit. No hairy face for her.
No, but Dahl says she's got this fearful ugliness anyway, and he makes a point about why she's ugly.
This is that famous bit about thoughts, isn't it?
Exactly. Dahl lays out this principle. If you have ugly thoughts every day, year after year, your face starts to show it. You become ugly.
Whereas if you have good thoughts, you'll always look lovely, even if your features aren't perfect.
Right. So Mrs. Twit's ugliness isn't just bad luck. It's earned. It's a reflection of her inner state.
And her props kind of reflect that, too. The walking stick?
Yeah, she claims it's for warts on her foot.
But the real reason.
So that she could hit things with it.
All kinds of things.
Oh, dogs and cats and small children. Just casual cruelty.
And the glass eye. Can't forget the glass eye.
Oh, the glass eye. Always looking the other way. It's such a perfect symbol for her. Her skewed perspective, her dishonesty.
So you've got these two truly horrible people.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of, bonding over their awfulness,
they just turn on each other. Their entire relationship is built on this cycle of nasty pranks, one-upmanship.
it kicks off almost immediately, right? With the glass eye prank.
Yeah. Mrs. Twit sees Mr. Twit plotting something awful, so she slips her glass eye out.
And plops it into his mug of beer.
Imagine finding that at the bottom of your drink, just staring up at you.
Pretty creepy.
Yeah.
But Mr. Twit's revenge, it goes straight for psychological terror, doesn't it?
It does. He puts a frog in her bed. A cold, slimy frog.
Bad enough.
But then he ramps it up. He doesn't just let her find it. He tells her it's a giant skillywiggler.
Oh, what?
A giant skillywiggler with teeth like screwdrivers.
Okay, he just made that up.
Totally made up. But it terrifies her so much she faints and ends up sleeping on the sofa. He plays on her fear.
Which, of course, means she has to retaliate even harder. Enter Squiggly Spaghetti.
Oh, this one is legendary. She goes out to the garden, digs up worms.
Not just any worms.
Yeah.
Big, long, bitter-tasting worms, Dahl specifies.
Right. Mixes them into his spaghetti, smothers it all in tomato sauce and cheese.
And then just watches him eat the whole plate.
The sheer malicious glee in that moment, watching him unknowingly eat worms, it's awful.
Truly awful. But then Mr. Twit plans his next move, and it's Well, it's elaborate.
It's incredibly elaborate. The funny walking stick trick, this is slow burn psychological warfare.
So he goes to his work shed every night.
And sticks these tiny, paper-thin circles of wood onto the bottom of her walking stick and onto the legs of her chair, just a tiny bit each night.
So gradual she doesn't notice the additions.
Exactly. She only notices the result. She feels like she's getting shorter and shorter.
And that's when he pounces, mentally.
Oh, yeah. He tells her she's got the dreaded shrinks. Says she's shrinking dangerously fast.
And he predicts she'll just vanish completely, ending up as nothing but a pair of shoes and a bundle of old clothes.
In about 10 days, he reckons. That level of calculated cruelty is chilling.
It really is. And it leads directly to his proposed cure.
The stretching. He ties her ankles to an iron ring bolted to the floor, and then ties like 100 gas balloons to her arms and body. The idea is to stretch her back out.
Right. But then she says something kind of dumb.
She does. Just as she's floating there, she asks, "Are you sure my feet are tied properly?"
Which immediately gives Mr. Twit the idea.
To cut the strings, snip, snip, and whoosh, she shoots up towards the ceiling.
He thinks he's finally gotten rid of her.
He does. But Mrs. Twit, despite everything, she's got some grit. High up there, about to hit the ceiling.
She starts biting through the balloon strings.
That's right. Bites through 20 to stop going up, then one more to start floating gently down. Resourceful.
And the landing. Mr. Twit's down below, having a celebratory beer.
And she floats down silently, lands right on top of him, whack, whack, whack with the walking stick.
Shouting insults, who are they? Grizzly old Crunion?
Filthy old frumpet. Fantastic, creative insults.
So, their private war hits applause, but the focus shifts now, doesn't it? To the other victims.
Yes, the ones who suffer from the Twits' general awfulness, not just their specific pranks on each other.
We get a description of the house windowless, like a prison, and the garden.
Full of thistles and stinging nettles, deliberately unwelcoming to keep children out.
And then there's the bird pie scheme.
Bird Pie Wednesdays.
Yeah.
A weekly horror. Mr. Twit gets this stuff called Hudge-Tight sticky glue.
It is apparently the sneakiest glue in the world.
And he smears it all over the branches of this big dead tree in their garden.
To catch birds for the pie. Grim.
Super grim. Dahl even mentions 4 little boys getting stuck once, trying to see the monkeys.
How did they get away?
They had to wriggle out of their trousers, left them stuck to the tree.
Hilarious and horrible. And speaking of the monkeys.
Yes, the Muggle-Wump family. Mr. Twit keeps them caged. Muggle-Wump, his wife, and their 2 kids.
And forces them to practice for his ridiculous circus idea.
The Great Upside-Down Monkey Circus, which means they have to stand on their heads for hours every day.
6 hours a day, doing everything upside down, dancing, playing football.
Even eating and drinking. Dahl points out the little ones sometimes faint from the blood rushing to their heads. It's just pure torment.
But then help arrives.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly.
Yes. The roly-poly bird. This magnificent bird flies in all the way from Africa.
And crucially,
He speaks the same language as the monkeys. He can communicate with Muggle-Wump.
this is the turning point.
Absolutely. The roly-poly bird sees the glue on the tree and warns all the local English birds away with a song, just in time.
So, no birds for Bird Pie Wednesday.
Nope. And then Mr. Twit gets even nastier and smears the glue on the monkey cage, too.
But the roly-poly bird warns them again.
He does. So now the birds and the monkeys are safe from the glue, but the Twits are furious. The birds end up roosting all over the house roof instead.
Which leads to the Twits' final fatal plan.
They decide they've had enough. They're going out to buy shotguns. Big ones.
But before they leave, Mr. Twit makes a huge mistake.
He forces the monkeys back into their upside-down pyramid formation, headstand upon headstand, and tells them, stay like that till we get back.
He basically immobilizes his prisoners.
Exactly. The second the Twits are out the door, Muggle-Wump knows it's time. The roly-poly bird flies down, gets the cage key from under the doormat,
Where Mr. Twit foolishly hid it.
and Muggle-Wump unveils his plan, his brilliant idea,
Which is...
to turn the Twits pea-side down. Literally.
This is the great inversion. It's brilliant.
It is! And look how organized they are. They use the Twits' own weapon, that Hudge-Tight glue.
They get buckets of it.
The monkeys and the roly-poly bird, and they get other birds to help ravens, jackdaws.
And they paint the entire living room ceiling with the glue.
Then, the really clever bit, they pull up the big carpet from the floor.
And stick it firmly onto the glued ceiling.
Then all the furniture, the table, the chairs, the sofa, the sideboard, the lamps.
Even that beastly plastic gnome Dahl mentions.
Everything gets stuck to the ceiling in exactly the right place it was on the floor. A perfect mirror image, but inverted.
It's an incredible feat of planning and teamwork.
And the final touch, they paint the actual floorboards white.
To look like the ceiling.
Uh-huh.
So the room looks completely, convincingly upside down.
Genius. And just as the Twits are coming back, guns in hand,
2 ravens do a flyby,
and brush a streak of hudged tight right on the top of each of their heads.
which they just think is bird droppings. They don't suspect a thing.
The trap is set perfectly.
So the Twits walk in, wanting to wash the bird poo off.
And they see the room, the carpet on the ceiling, the furniture hanging down.
They totally freak out.
Absolutely. They scream. Mr.
Yeah.
Twit gasps. We're upside down. He completely buys the illusion.
And this is where their own stupidity seals their fate. Mr. Twit thinks, if the room's upside down, we must be the wrong way up.
Right. So to make themselves the right way up relative to the room,
He shouts, we'll stand on our heads.
the moment they do, the moment the tops of their heads touch the floorboards,
That glue the ravens put there?
just sticks them fast, glued, head first, to the floor.
Wow. Caught by their own glue, tricked by their own victim's inversion of reality. It's perfect justice.
It really is. And while they're stuck there, the monkeys make their escape.
They build a treehouse, planning to get back to Africa.
One by one, flying on the roly-poly birds back, the roly-poly superjet before winter arrives.
Freedom. Meanwhile,
Mm.
back in the house,
Yeah.
the Twits are stuck. Literally.
And Dahl adds this final grim explanation. Human heads, he says, are not made to be stood upon for long periods.
So the wave starts to squash them.
Exactly. It triggers the real dreaded shrinks, the thing Mr. Twit terrified Mrs. Twit with earlier.
Now the irony.
It's immense. Their heads sink into their necks into their bodies. They just compress. Until 1 week later, the gas man, Fred, comes to read the meter.
And all he finds are
2 bundles of old clothes, 2 pairs of shoes, and a walking stick. They've completely shrunk away to nothing.
gone. Just like Mr. Twit predicted for Mrs. Twit, but it happened to both of them.
A truly fitting, if rather gruesome, end.
It's such a powerful story, isn't it? That mix of just absurd slapstick comedy with this really quite profound sense of moral karma.
Definitely. The cruelty they inflicted, especially the upside-down torture of the monkeys, is literally turned back on them, and their own nastiness, the glue, becomes the instrument of their doom.
It also shows the power of collective action. You know, the monkeys and the birds working together achieve what none could alone.
That's a great point. Their cleverness and organization completely outwit the Twits' brute force and individual malice.
So, thinking about this for you, our listeners, here's something interesting. Remember how Dahl describes Mr. Twit? He says he was born a twit. Suggests something inherent, maybe unavoidable.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Twit, we're told she became ugly through her ugly thoughts. She chose her path.
That's true. There's a distinction there.
So what might Dahl be suggesting about the difference between, say, inherent foolishness and deliberately cultivated wickedness? And yet, they both end up stuck upside down, shrinking into nothing. Maybe something for you to chew on until our next deep dive.